anything I want to explore, whatever I want to be, have, or do, it's all accessible within my unified field. I listened very carefully to the shares last week and replayed and listened again just to make sure that you were really giving me permission to shake up your reality in the way that I'm about to. I'm going to talk a little bit about the unified field, and you have heard this before, but you're in a completely different place, a very open place where you're trusting your explorations and your journeys. So I'm inviting you to a new way of looking at things. My unified field is my portal to all that I am. The unified energy you know is Trish that you see in this body. This unified energy holds the codes to every adventure of my energetic ancestry, my human ancestry, all of my Akashic records, all of the lifetimes and expressions that I've had, all of my visits in star systems, the unified field that you see in physical form is my portal to everything I want to know, anything I want to create, anything I want to explore, whatever I want to be, have, or do. It's all accessible within my unified field. I no longer think of myself as a human. I think of myself as a unified field. This is important when we think about the human expression of the unified field. My physicality is not influenced by anything outside of me. It is all created and expressed through my belief systems, through the energy that I hold within myself, through the unhealed energies that don't flow openly, through the energies that I think have control over me. That's what influences my physical symptoms. Looking out there for answers, changes, solutions, that door is about to close as you really open the door to all that you are through your unified field. I've watched everyone on this team own their thoughts and feelings. We're observing that shit in our timeouts. We're using our tools and we're understanding that we thought this was responsible for it. Stuff out there was going on and that's responsible. And we know now it's not. Just as what's out there is not responsible for what you're thinking, nor is anything outside of your unified field responsible for your physical experience. The unified field contains our portal to any dimension that we choose to live in. As I begin to live more wholly and fully within my unified field, I stop thinking of myself as limited by my humanness. And what's actually happening is that I'm celebrating my humanness because I no longer feel victimized by it, stuck in it, limited by it. The adventure expands because I realize I am truly creating it by what I believe about myself. And the more I free myself from human lack and limitation, the more resonant my experience is within my unified field. I would like to tour guide us into a deeper experience within our UFIs. It's the same tools that get me here. It's a lot of the same awareness. This is just building on what we've learned before. It's an expansion of what we've learned before to go even deeper into this way of thinking. There's a lot of shedding of human stories The stuff that we've been told about ourselves is not necessarily true. And
Mm.
it's not like, our parents and society intentionally meant to put a cap on us. It's just part of the game. It's just part of the joy of being here. And if we're ready, we can break open another level we can just break another level of reality and stop believing some of the stuff that society believes, that the body gets sick, that something outside of you controls what the body is experiencing. It's us. Now, there are belief systems that are easier to break than others for each of us. That's the journey now. Look at the challenges that we had breaking the belief systems that got us to accept that we're creating our emotions and our thoughts. But we did it. We broke through that ceiling and eagerly owned that if I'm reacting in this way, there's something in my energy that's causing me to react this way. And we've had all these tools that we embraced and we've used and started owning. Oh my God, I've been acting that way all my life and it came from here. And oh, I can go back and heal that. Come here, honey. Come here. We can do that differently. And we've all had these profound experiences in changing that, in creating a different experience. And physical is no different than that. And where I would like us to go is mastering our ability to expand how we think of ourselves and use our time out now to break this illusion that you are whatever is in between inside the skin. You're actually the energy field that wraps around it and creates the skin. To begin opening ourselves to the possibility, to the truth, that this field that creates the skin, that creates the human vessel, that creates the earth suit, the physical mechanisms that allow us to have an experience in physicality is just a portal. It's a manifestation of all that I am intending to play here on earth in physicality. And so the process of shedding thinking of myself as a human and thinking of myself as the energy field around me opens me to a whole new level of experience. Have you ever felt yourself as just the energy around your earth suit? Can you
Mm.
share a little bit about what that feels like to you? What I'm inviting you to play with is the outrageous uniqueness of your expression in physicality through your unified field. I am not inviting us into an existential journey into energy. You're welcome to take that journey. I take it all the time, but from within my unified field. My bliss is bringing all that I am into the unified field of expression that you see as Trish, of owning that my soul and my star family and all that I am um, set an intention to have an experience in Earth dimension at this particular time. And the tools that I teach allow me to expand my enjoyment of being on Earth as all that I am. The skill set that I'm a master in, that I am able to embody and share with others, is the absolute bliss of being in 3 dimension with earthlings at this particular time of shifting as all that I am. While there are all kinds of fields of study about what energy exists beyond my UFI, that is
Mm-hmm.
not what I'm offering you. What I'm offering you is how to awaken your unified field of light that is incarnated in physicality and to open that portal of all that you are to flow all that you are through you, within you, around you, as you. And that this unified field of energy that you see as Trish is my portal to all that is. I've shared with some of you, I think, are aware of my ancestral journeys, of my visits in the Akashic records, of my merging with my star families, the memories of parallel lives, past lives, whatever you want to call them. I'm not putting any ego on them anymore. They're not my lives. They're just lives I have access to. I don't need to, Trish doesn't need to own all that. And it is my unified field, my earth suit energy field that allows me to visit all of that. So there is so much more, that's outside of the expression of who you see as Trish. But my journey is to bring all that I am into this earth expression of who I am. And those are the tools that I teach. So for me, there is nothing outside of me. It is all accessible from within me. And I get to choose how much of this or that I want in my mix. I'm choosing in every moment. And and what's different about me now than where my journey began was I wanted to go home. I didn't like it here. And I love it here now because I'm all here, because home is in here. I can, I used to call myself a channel. I'm not a channel. I'm fully merged with all those energies I once channeled. It's all integrated, assimilated as me. And since those journeys, this has just become orgasmic. So, um, I don't think of anything as outside of me. Even vortexes that I find undesirable, like political conflict, war, judgment, prejudice, those kinds of energy fields, those energetic vortexes, they're not outside me. They're just not on my plate. I'm at peace with all of them. They exist within all that is, and I'm much more masterful and conscious in what I want to experience and what I don't want to experience. Even that's inside me. So it comes back to the symbolism of this that I shared with you. So if this is Trish, this point, all that is, all those vortexes, including prejudice and war and love, peace and freedom, they all exist within the energy field that is focused here as Trish. I have access to all of that, as opposed to studying a field of study that, is all that is and can go off into any of these points as other points, the billions and billions of individualized expressions. My journey is celebrating individualism in its wholeness with all that is. Does that sound like a journey that you would enjoy? Any questions, comments? It feels like freedom to me and creativity and a level of playfulness that, I have never had because I felt that so many things were outside of me. This is nothing different than anything I've shared with you before. It's just an expanded version of everything we've explored before. All of the tools, all of the energetic conversations that we've had, for me, they are still totally pertinent. The most important tool for me is my unified field. The meditation that I shared with you in the very, very beginning, we applied it in terms of unifying your earth suit My invitation to you at that point was to stop thinking of yourself as separate, that your thoughts, feelings, and physicality are one and the same. It's all tied in. And in human mode, we think it's separate. Oh, look at my thinking. I need to change my thinking. No, it's an energy that wants to shift. So, my invitation when I first introduced the unified field was to stop the human thinking of the brain being separate from the heart, fear-based survival techniques being separate from speaking, that, this is where we speak our truth. The invitation was to unify how you think of yourself as a whole system. If you think of the UFI as a house, it has a living room and a bathroom and a bedroom and a garage and a shed and it has these separate rooms, but we don't think of a house as just a living room operating on its own. It's unified with the dining room and everything else. And so all these resources are separate yet operating in its wholeness. And my invitation way back when was to stop thinking of them as separate, to allow yourself to see the wholeness. And then, if you want to shift something in your thoughts or your feelings, to shift it from within your wholeness. And so now the invitation is to maintain that way of feeling about yourself, thinking of yourself, looking at yourself, that it's the wholeness. My physicality is an expression of thoughts and feelings and energies, belief systems, it's all linked. And now the invitation is to stop thinking of yourself as limited at the skin and to begin living as the energy field that is you. And there's not a barrier. It's not like it's a ball. You turn on a light bulb. Where's the beginning and where's the end? And my unified field is like that. Sometimes my what I just love doing, I live on 10 acres, and um sometimes one of my most playful playtime pastime is, how big can I expand my UFI to encompass the entire 10 acres? And I also love walking through crowds of people and noticing who's aware of my energy field or not. The concept of boundaries and barriers is gone living this way, that I don't need a boundary. I don't need to cut off people, cut the cord. I don't need any of that because I am a unified field and I am the master. I have dominion within that unified field, that there is nothing that anyone can introduce in my experience that I don't allow. So there's no need to manage others. So the invitation I'm putting on the table today is to begin expanding who you think you are, how you think of yourself. Can you feel the energy that you are and begin to identify as it, not as the human expression of it? Now, how does this apply? And where we're going to go are some tools that help you to be in this energy. Um, One of the best ones I know is the unified field meditation. I truly am not plugging it. I make no money on this. I'm not trying to sell anything to you. It's just that good. It will rewire you if you allow it. And I'm inviting you to hear it more deeply than you've ever heard it before. Let yourself feel it more wholly than you ever have before. If you can become the energy that is described, that you're invited to experience within the UFI meditation, you will know yourself the way I'm describing it. And it is truly the best thing. It is what I use. And now, of course, I've got a lot of other tools, that are coming through that I will share with you. There's some breathing techniques that help me to get into it. And we will go there as well. If this is, if you're wanting this level of expansion, I feel like I need to give you some disclaimers here. Life as you know it will not be what you think it is today. Changing at the very core of your energetic expression is definitely going to change how you look at a lot of things. This is a true surrender into a soul journey and less of an ego-driven journey, less of a human focused, I want this, I want this, I want this. Um, what I find on this journey is, though, that the fulfillment of what my soul wants for me, what I wanted when I came into this expression, is so much more orgasmic than any of the things Trish thought she wanted. And so I more willingly surrender into this journey because it is more fulfilling than some of like the material things that I thought I wanted. And that doesn't mean, you're going to become a hippie and, go live on an organic farm. You still get to choose what you want. But what I'm saying is that the ego me, the human me, is so blissfully surrendered into the soul me. We're so merged now in what we want, what the wholeness of me wants, for this journey. And it doesn't necessarily look like what Trish thought it was going to look like. And I think that you need to know that. That's a true disclaimer that as you merge more with your soul and your star families and all of the unified fields that are you, all that you are, the all that you are that expresses through here, you may find some shifts in how you think of things, how you feel about stuff. Um, the body wants to upgrade. The body has very specific limitations that we chose so that we could think of ourselves as human. And part of this process is that those things that were disconnected to allow that kind of lack and limitation will dissipate with your permission, with your Trisha's permission that I let go of some of those limitations. I can share my experience in that, and I invite you to answer that question for yourself. The only human experiences that feel like limitations to me are the ones I find undesirable. If I'm not completely enjoying or fully happy with my physical experience or my human perspective, if it's not a choice, I'm I use my tools and play the games with it to understand where my energy is stuck. What, in me is entangled in some kind of experience that I deem undesirable. Where I'm inviting you is deeper into that concept of everything is a choice. The further I go in this, the faster judgment dissolves within me. This experience I'm describing to you wasn't possible for me until I dissolved the majority of my judgment and projecting onto others. And I would say I'm a master in judgment. Definitely got a couple extra doses of that vortex coming in and really thought that I knew what was right for everybody else, that my way was the right way. And it has been a very big, complicated, intricate journey to just stop butting my nose into other people's business or having any opinion about what other people choose. And the more I have shed that, the more expansive my invitation to play within my own unified field. You can't go here and want to tell other people what to do or have an opinion about what other people are choosing. You can't be free within yourself if you're not giving that same freedom to others. So, more than ever, I am aware that I get to choose what I want to experience. And if I don't like it, time to bring in the tools, time to own it, time to ask the questions. Why am I experiencing this and what is this for? What's happened within my journey now, though, is that I have all that I am helping me through the use of the tools. Everything that I see and experience now is linked to me. So back to this. So here I am guiding my earth suit. Here I am manifested in physicality, but the truth is I'm everything expressing in physicality as Trish. So why am I going to judge myself acting out up here? Oh my God, look at this person doing that. Oh my God, look what's going on the planet. That's me. And the faster I just assimilate it, embrace it, stop the judgment. Oh my God, that's me. How many lifetimes have I sought power and money and influence and abused others with it? How many? And the moment I ask that question, those memories, those lifetimes, those energies come in to be loved into wholeness and forgiveness within me. Oh my God, it's me. Why? It's the same process, just bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where we really do own all of the energetic vortexes. I'm just not putting them on my plate. Now, feel the expansiveness within my unified field expressed as Trish for embracing that vortex and no longer pushing against it, judging it, having an opinion, getting involved, rescuing, fixing, helping. It just, it's just an experience that's available to me as well. How are you with this? Does this groove with what you want for yourself? Can you hear how much of what I'm saying can you hear? What does it inspire or trigger within you? I deliberately presented the big picture, the overwhelming big picture today, and I'll continue to do this, ongoing as we play here. But I'd like to ground this into a smaller invitation to play. What you put on the table with your journey with hormones
Mhm.
last week would be a wonderful place to play.
Mhm.
And some of the questions that you might ask yourself, inviting yourself to come into this new expanded concept of who you are, invite the wholeness of all that you are to come in and play these games with you. Regarding hormones, what is the experience that you want? And what are your belief systems? Do you believe that the body goes through some sort of hormonal change that is outside of you? Do you believe that the journey through hormones are some sort of an invitation from your higher self to step up your mastery and your physicality? You created your body. Your UFI manages the body. What are your belief systems, your practices? What tools do you have to shift how you see that and how you implement the wholeness of you through physicality? Getting off of Adderall, making changes, releasing yourself from the victim vortex. It's a perfect invitation for you to play within this wholeness. So, when do you think of yourself as just a body? Look, you've already got this amazing communication. You're already hearing your higher self invite you in those moments to play. And now what? And now, how do you see yourself? And now, do you see yourself as the body? What are your limitations? Instead of asking universal questions about what we're exploring, you have a very specific journey through it. And now what? What do you believe? What do you want? What are you capable of achieving? What limits you? What keeps you from living within this wholeness 24/7? What pulls you back into a human awareness? It's been invited to think of yourself differently. What is the experience that you want? And what are your belief systems? And now what?